Welcome to Ghouls Night Out with your hostesses, Brandy and Jody.
So I have some creepy historical facts for you guys this week. And if you have any suggestions, if you want to hear something, email us, ghouls-night-out-podcast@gmail.com. Email us about anything. So my first one is the witch trials have a long, dark history, which we already know. We've all heard about the Salem witch trials, but the hunt for witches goes back much further than that. One anthropologist has estimated that in medieval times, as many as 600,000 quote-unquote witches have lost their lives. 600,000, probably innocent, mostly women.
Oh yeah,
have lost their lives.
It's like I don't know if I've said it on the podcast before, but what it boils down to is women that speak up for themselves, and the man doesn't like it. Then all of a sudden they're witches, and they need to be punished.
Oh my fucking God, I don't think so. It says animals were also regularly put on trial in the medieval ages and given the death sentence.
What was?
Animals.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. What the fuck is that? What's that? Just like, this cat is getting in my way. It's a witch. Oh my God. People suck. People have always sucked.
Yes.
Not you guys.
They still do.
Yes. Not you guys.
Not you guys.
Okay, so next one. During America's Dust Bowl in the early 1930s, sewing flour sacks into clothing became quite popular. So popular, in fact, that flour companies began selling flour in decorative bags intended for future repurposing into clothing.
That's cool.
That is fucking cool.
That's really cool.
I know. I would love that. That would, I mean, you know, you're dealing with a Dust Bowl. So, yeah, decorative bags. That's something to look forward to.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. In the 19th century, before medical professionals had the tools to discern comas or paralysis from death, the fear of being buried alive was very real. Patented safety coffins were invented so that mistakenly buried people could alert those above ground to their predicament.
I have actually heard of that before.
Is that the bells?
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah.
Where they have like a bell that sticks up, and the string or whatever is inside the coffin, so that if you do wake up, you can ring that bell.
Right.
That is so crazy.
It is. But then I think that they had to stop doing that because, you know, as bodies decompose, they move or shrink.
Yeah, but that doesn't...
I mean, they would ring the bell. It would be a false alarm a lot. So they had to stop doing that.
That's why they stopped doing
that. Yeah. And I wonder if that was like, you know, the rich people that could afford these safety coffins.
Probably, just like everything else.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Next one, during Pope Gregory the 9th, I think, IX. Is that the 9th?
I think so.
Okay. He declared that cats were associated with devil worship, resulting in their mass extermination.
Jesus.
Ironically, it is to be believed that this large-scale expunging of felines helped to spread the bubonic plague, which ravaged Europe in the 1300s and killed over 100 million people. No cats meant the rat population, which carried the plague, ran wild. So, because this fucking douchebag thought that cats were evil or something.
How? They're so cute.
Oh my God. I know.
They didn't do nothing to you.
Again, this cat is in my way.
I'm telling you.
Head.
It's another dude.
Exactly. He's fucking stupid.
Stupid.
Oh, sorry. It's a pope. Shit. I'm going to hell.
He's still a dude. It don't matter if he's the pope or not.
Yeah, he's still a moron, obviously, because he killed over 100 million people. Indirectly. Okay, so I'm going to butcher this probably, but Roman Emperor, I'm going to just say Gaius, also known as Caligula. Caligula. Don't. Caligula. I said Caligula. Moving on.
so pretty.
Shut up. Okay. Caligula went out of his way. Don't. Okay. Went out of his way to humiliate the Roman Senate by making one of his favorite horses a senator.
Oh my gosh. The fuck?
Caligula. I can't read. Okay. Next one. The Europeans' arrival in the Americas caused the Native American population to drastically decline from approximately 12 million in 1500 to roughly 237,000 in 1900.
Wow.
That is horrible.
That's just sad.
Okay, wealthy Europeans in the 15 and 1600s ate parts of corpses, believing them to have medicinal properties. Blood, power ground up from a human skull, and the human fat were all used to cure various ailments. Tomb raiders even desecrated ancient Egyptian tombs to steal the remains of mummies, which the aforementioned wealthy Europeans proceeded to consume. Barf.
That's just disgusting. What is wrong with people?
Well, you've never seen Fight Club, have you?
No.
Oh my God. You should totally watch it. It's so good. Anyway, they kind of do that because they steal the fat from these people that are getting liposuction. So they steal fat from hospitals and they make soap out of it. And then they sell it back to these people.
Oh.
So they say,
Well, that's still better
we're
than
selling
eating.
Well, yeah. But
that reminds me of, remember a few months ago that story about, what was it? They found was it a tomb or something? And it had body fluids in it or some kind of fluids in it. And
people wanted to drink it.
Yes! What the fuck?
Yeah, that's disgusting.
You would think that people would get smarter as we, evolve.
I don't think
But
so.
this is proof that they're not doing anything different than they did back in the 1500s.
Yeah, they think it's like medicine.
So
No. No.
I can't deal, okay?
I understand. Yeah, that's gross. I wouldn't eat a part of a corpse just because, no. I think I'll live with my ailment.
I'll just die, okay?
Yeah, I'd rather die. I'm with you. Because I don't believe that's going to...
It's not. It's not. It's gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Anyway, okay, in 1952, Albert Einstein could have become president of Israel. He declined the offer, however. So they offered him presidency, apparently. He's like, no, I'm good.
I'll pass. Thanks.
I wonder what would have happened in history if that would have happened, though. That would have been weird. Israel?
In Israel, I don't know if that would have really done anything.
Maybe. You never know.
You never know.
It's pretty smart.
One little thing could...
Butterfly effect. Next, the shortest war on record lasted for about 38 to 45 minutes in total. The Anglo-Zanzibar War began and ended on August 27th, 1896. For about 45 minutes. Then they were like, nah, you guys are cool.
They weren't really into it.
It's okay. Everyone wants to take a bath.
Bored.
We got hungry.
I'm hungry. You guys want to go get something to eat?
You guys want some stew? They're just too nice. In a celebratory rabbit hunt after concluding the War of the Fourth Coalition, Napoleon was swarmed by the very rabbits he intended to hunt. He was forced to make an escape via carriage, though a few of the bunnies managed to follow him in the coach, and you thought Waterloo was humiliating.
Rabbits? I'm just picturing that in my head.
Napoleon was very small.
Oh no, bunnies!
Oh my god, they're so soft and fluffy. But oh my god, they're hopping towards me at a slow pace. funny. Okay.
I want to see that meme.
Oh my god. Yes. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Before proper dentures became about in the mid 1800s, dentures were crafted using teeth taken from the mouths of deceased soldiers.
Ew.
Ew. I'd rather have no teeth.
Yeah.
King Tut's parents were recently confirmed to be siblings.
Ew.
DNA from the mummified remains of Tut's mother revealed her to be both mother to Tut and sister of his father. Mother to him and sister of his aunt? What?
His mom aunt.
Ew, no.
I think that happened a lot back then.
Probably.
And I think I heard or read somewhere that a lot of people back then had birth defects.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the inbreeding.
Well, and I could see them, because back in the day, you didn't know. And they would think, well, we both have royal blood. We need to
Exactly.
keep that.
Yeah, they want to keep it pure,
Exactly.
but
yeah, that
that's
doesn't work.
not
No.
how things are supposed to go.
So, ew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roadie.
Caligula. Okay. During World War One, Jackie the baboon was rewarded a medal and promoted to the rank of corporal. That must be humiliating.
A
for some-
monkey?
Yeah, a baboon. Jackie.
What? I am so embarrassed. I'm just. Oh my god! I don't know.
Okay, moving on. Mexican General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna held an entire state funeral for his leg after it was amputated.
Oh my gosh!
Do you think he cried? Oh my god, okay. I don't know where I got these from, but this one is from the Manic Monocle. The New England vampire panic was an event in the 19th century where people thought that consumption, or tuberculosis, was actually the result of vampires. It got to the point where people would dig up those who died from tuberculosis to stake them through the heart. Which is odd. Like, why would they think that, I wonder?
Because back in the day, they didn't know anything.
I guess. But, I mean, why would... I don't know. People were crazy.
I mean, they were trying to find reasons why things were the way they were, I guess, but they were ignorant.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't know, obviously, the things that we do now.
Right.
So,
And my last one. Anna Mae Dickinson is quite possibly the luckiest woman ever. She survived the sinking of both the Titanic and the Lusitania. I've never heard of that. The Hindenburg explosion, the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and when she was 97, the destruction of her apartment during the 9/11 terror attack.
oh my gosh.
So that
poor
woman,
lady.
I know, she's been through fucking shit.
Jeez.
I know.
I'm doing, since we don't have any emails from our listeners yet.
That's right. Ghouls Night Out Podcast at gmail.com.
Please send us your stories. But since we don't have any yet, I'm going to do the Haunted Crescent Hotel.
Ooh, gosh. Haunted hotels freak me out.
I know.
And I think of them every time I'm in a hotel and I get scared.
Do you really?
Well,
I don't think anything about it.
I freak myself out. And if I freak myself out, then I get freaked out and I think about ghosts. Okay, so go ahead.
All right. So, this one, it's called the Crescent Hotel. It was, it's in a Victorian village in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. It was built in 1886 as a hotel and spa.
That seems pretty fancy for that time.
It was very, very fancy. It's a 78-room resort hotel. It's known as America's most distinctive and historic destinations. It was built by a company called the Eureka Springs Improvement Company and the Frisco Railroad. Designed by Isaac L. Taylor, which is a well-known Missouri architect who designed a number of famous buildings in St. Louis. It's on 27 acres overlooking the valley. It says that it was an important time in Eureka Springs history because it was said to have been built on these healing waters. It says people from near and far were swarming to the area in hopes of curing their ailments and easing their pains.
That's a lot of sick people probably visited.
Yeah.
That's the kind of negative energy, wouldn't you think?
The developers of the Crescent Hotel and Spa planned to take advantage of the travelers by building the most luxurious resort in the country. Powell Clayton, a former governor of Arkansas from 1868 to 1870, formed the Eureka Springs Improvement Company in hopes of taking advantage of the prosperous period. Numerous stonemasons were brought in from Ireland to begin construction in 1884. I guess there was a lot of density of the magnesium limestone used to build the hotel, so special wagons were constructed to move the massive pieces of stone from the quarry site
Doesn't
to the White River.
limestone
Yes, it attracts.
absorb? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's not good.
no. The masons built 18-inch walls, a number of towers, overhanging balconies, and a massive stone fireplace in the lobby. Construction continued for the next 2 years. More and more workmen were hired as electrical lights, modern plumbing, steam heating, and elevator, extensive landscaping, and luxurious decorations and amenities were built into the hotel. The hotel ended up costing $294,000 to build.
Whoa, when was this? Like the
This was
1800s?
1886.
Whoa, that's a shit ton of money.
Yeah. On May 20th, 1886, the Crescent Hotel opened. The local Eureka Springs Times-Echo called it America's most luxurious resort hotel. People from all across the country attended its grand opening, which included a gala ball complete with a full orchestra and a banquet dinner for 400 people, offering large airy rooms with exquisite furnishings, a dining room that once seated more than 500 people, and outside amenities that included swimming pool, tennis courts, and croquet. They had beautiful landscaping, flower gardens, winding boardwalks, and gazebos. So this place was...
Like the shit.
Yeah. The well-to-do immediately started flocking to this luxurious resort hotel. The guests could not only enjoy the healing waters of the spa, but also a stable of 100 sleek-coated horses, tea dances in the afternoon, and elaborate parties every evening. However, the prosperity was not to last. After the turn of the century, people began to realize that the acclaimed healing waters didn't have the curative powers that the hotel and city were so known for. Little by little, people stopped coming to the beautiful resort.
Oh, shit.
From 1908 to 1924, the building was utilized as a Crescent College and conservatory for young women, but it continued to act as a resort during the summers. For 16 years, the revenue from tuition and summer guests was not high enough to maintain the costs of running a large building, and the women's college closed. After sitting abandoned for the next 6 years, it briefly reopened as a junior college from 1930 to 1934. In 1937, a man named Norman Baker arrived on the scene and bought the aging hotel for the purpose of opening a cancer hospital and health resort, advertising miracle cures that required neither surgery nor painful extensive tests. The Baker Hospital alleged that its patients would walk away from the resort cancer-free.
Oh, my God.
Whatever.
Yeah, no shit.
What was unknown to the many desperate patients who flocked to the hospital was that Norman Baker's miracle was nothing more than a scam on unsuspecting patients for years. The man had absolutely no medical training and had been convicted in Iowa in 1936 for practicing medicine without a license.
Oh my God.
The American Medical Association had condemned the many elixirs that were sold for a number of different ailments, including cancer. While operating the hospital, Baker was being investigated by federal authorities and in 1939 was finally arrested for mail fraud. The U.S. Postal Inspector estimated that Baker had made as much as $500,000 per year selling his quote-unquote miracle elixirs through the mail while in Eureka Springs.
What an asshole.
Yeah. It's bad enough when you think that you have cancer.
Absolutely.
And then this dude is telling you that he's got this miracle cure, getting your hopes up.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's prey on vulnerable people.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Baker was convicted to serve a 4-year sentence in Leavenworth.
Oh, yeah, 4
The
years.
investigation revealed that over the years, Baker had defrauded cancer patients out of approximately $4 million.
Oh, my
What
God.
a dick.
Seriously.
While no one actually died from Baker's cure, the investigation showed that his treatment most likely hastened the death of those suffering from cancer when they didn't receive effective forms of treatment. In 1944, Baker was released from Leavenworth and moved to Florida, where he lived comfortably until his death in 1958.
Ugh.
What a douche.
Disgusting.
During the wars of 1940 to 1946, the beautiful building once again sat empty. However, in 1946, the hotel was purchased by 4 Chicago businessmen who began to restore the old hotel to its former elegance. Though never at the level of its first grand days in the late 1800s, the hotel once again began to thrive. Unfortunately, tragedy struck in 1967 when a fire swept through the 4th floor of the south wing and much of it was destroyed. Over the next several years, the hotel passed through several hands and repairs, and more restorations were made, but the hotel was never fully restored to its original grandeur. However, this all changed in 1997 when the historic inn was purchased by Marty and Elise, I think it's Ronick. In May 1997, the couple announced, "In 5 years, we pledge to have this grand lady of the Ozarks back to where she was 100 years ago." But the Ozark residents, having heard these promises too many times, were skeptical. In 1997, the Ronicks began to rebuild the spas. The first year, a 6,500 square foot New Moon Spa opened, which included showers, a hydrotherapy tub, sauna, massage and therapy tables. I'm sorry. That's massage. Sorry.
I'm leaving that in.
No, take it out. Massage and therapy tables, tanning beds, and exercise equipment. Shut up, you suck. The next major project was to restore the hotel skyline, which had been destroyed in the 1967 fire.
I'm just relieved that I'm not the only one slurring my words this week.
I had too much wine.
It's okay. It's okay. I do it every week.
Costing well over $1 million, the 3,500 square foot penthouse, original center observation tower, and the 200-pound, 24-foot tall crescent moon weather vane were restored. The restorations to the guest rooms, lounges, electrical and plumbing, and landscaping were also going on. On September 6, 2002, the Ronicks' bold announcement became a reality. After $5 million in renovations, the Grand Hotel had been restored fully to its original stately glory. Today, the Crescent Hotel is one of the most visited hotels in the South. With its long and extensive history, it is also known to be one of the most haunted places in the Ozarks. Staff and guests alike tell stories of a number of ghosts that are still said to inhabit the old hotel. The most cited apparition is that of a red-haired Irish stonemason who the staff has dubbed as Michael. Michael was one of the original masons who worked on the building of the hotel in 1885. However, while working on the roof, he lost his balance and fell to the second floor area and was killed. This area now houses room 218 of the hotel and is said to be the most haunted guest room. Michael, evidently a mischievous spirit, who likes to play tricks with the lights, the doors, and television, as well as often being heard pounding loudly on the walls.
Oh, God. That's creepy.
Others have witnessed hands coming out of the bathroom mirror.
Ew.
And heard cries of what sounded like a man falling in the ceiling.
What?
Other guests have been shaken during the night, and on one occasion a patron ran screaming from the room, professing to have seen bloody, splattered... Wait. I'm sorry, I can't read tonight. Professing to have seen blood spattered all over the windows.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I mean, all over the walls.
Jody.
I told you I can't read tonight. My gosh. I drank too much.
That's okay.
From the days when the old hotel served as Baker's Cancer Hospital, the lingering spirit of a nurse dressed all in white is often seen pushing a gurney on the 3rd floor. Only spotted after 11 p.m., the time which they used to move the deceased out of the cancer hospital, the ghostly spirit vanishes when she reaches the end of the hallway. Others who have not seen the apparition have reported the sounds of squeaks and rattles that sound like a gurney rolling down the hallway. During the 1930s, this area was used as the morgue and even today still houses Dr. Baker's old autopsy table and walk-in freezer.
Oh, God.
Located on the 3rd floor is the laundry area, where a hotel maintenance man once witnessed all of the washers and dryers inexplicably turning on by themselves in the middle of the night. The apparition of the greedy Dr. Baker himself has also been seen on the old recreation room in the basement at the foot of the 1st floor stairway. Dressed in a purple shirt and white linen suit and looking somewhat confused, the apparition appears identical to the old photographs of the infamous quack. The antique switchboard continued to be utilized in the hotel, but when it continually received phone calls from the otherwise empty basement, the use of the old switchboard was discontinued. It was here in the basement that Dr. Baker's hapless patients were often convinced of his miracle cures and handed over their life savings for the treatment. Another remnant of these old hospital days is a ghostly figure who calls herself Theodora. Most often seen by housekeepers in room 419, Theodora courteously introduces herself as a cancer patient before quickly vanishing.
Oh, shit.
In the lobby, a gentleman dressed in formal Victorian clothing, complete with top hat, has often been spotted at the bottom of the stairway and sitting at the bar. Described as distinguished looking with a mustache and beard, many have claimed to entice him into conversation. However, he just sits quietly and never responds before he suddenly disappears. The hotel's Crystal Dining Room is another place in the hotel that is said to contain frequent paranormal activities. Other Victorian-dressed apparitions have often been encountered. Many have seen groups of 1890s dancers in full dress attire whirling around the room in the wee hours of the morning. Other reports tell of a 19th century gentleman who has been seen sitting at a table near the windows. When approached, he says, "I saw the most beautiful woman here last night, and I am waiting for her return."
Aw.
A former waitress reported that she spied the vision of a Victorian bride and her groom in the dining room's huge mirror. The groom allegedly made eye contact with her before the couple faded away.
Ooh, oh my God, that's creepy.
I'm telling you, mirrors freak me out.
Yeah, I get that. That's creepy.
The Victorian spirits that linger in the dining room are said to be very playful, and on one occasion during the Christmas season, the Christmas tree and all its packages were found mysteriously moved to the other side of the room. Additionally, all the chairs had been moved to circle or face the transported tree. On another occasion, staff arrived in the morning to find the dining room in perfect order, with the exception of all the menus scattered around the room. In the dining room kitchen, the apparition of a small boy has been seen skipping around, and sometimes pots and pans are said to come flying off their hooks of their own accord. One other often reported spirit is that of a young female who once attended the Crescent College and Conservatory for Young Women, which was opened between 1908 and 1924. According to the tale, the young girl either jumped from or was pushed from a balcony to her death.
Oh, no.
Today guests report hearing her screams as she falls.
Oh, that's awful.
Other apparitions have been sighted in room 202 and room 422, as well as a ghostly waiter carrying a tray of butter in the hallways.
Why'd you say butter like that?
Because who carries a tray of butter? I don't know. That's weird. The fully restored hotel creates an ambiance that has transcended time. I can't read. I'm sorry.
It's probably going to be
Quit laughing at me. You're not making it any better.
It's going to be the title of our next episode. Butter. A tray of butter.
The fully restored hotel creates an ambiance that has transcended time while providing all the amenities that the modern-day traveler requires. Surrounded by 15 acres of formal gardens and nature trails, the hotel offers 72 guest rooms, many with their own balcony, and 12 luxurious suites throughout the building. The Moonspoo...
The Moonspoo?
The new Moon Spa features a full menu of treatments, a salon, and a wellness program.
Shut up!
Bite me. I can't read tonight.
It's all right. It's all right.
And that's my story.
Wow. Oh, man, that would be creepy. You'd think that you would be going to like this luxurious, nice, de-stressing place, and then ghosts come out of everywhere. That's crazy.
Well, they built it with the what kind of stone was that?
Limestone, yeah.
Yeah, limestone, and that's said to attract spirits.
Which would be like bad karma at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then you surround all this limestone with the lies that were told to these people who were desperate.
Oh my gosh, the
full of
doctor
hope.
Could you imagine?
No, that's awful.
That for someone to do that just for money,
yeah,
disgusts me
absolutely.
Beyond belief. I mean, you're already desperate for some kind of cure, because cancer obviously sucks.
Absolutely, and you're scared, and
and for someone to tell you that they have a cure.
Right, and you give all of your hope to this person that feeds you these lies.
If this dude wasn't already dead, I'd want to kill him. I mean,
that's awful.
That's low.
That's very low. Absolutely. That's the lowest of the low. This week, people describe when places they visited inexplicably disappear. So these are very, very weird stories that I did this week. So my first one is called A Shape-Shifting Family from Redditor Mythical Accountant. One time I was hiking around Arkansas with my wife and lost track of time. We ended up being too late for the camp spot at our intended place, so we had to search for another one. Eventually we found a sort of ranch where the owners often let campers stay who had nowhere else to go, so all was good. It was a bit crowded with other campers, so we had to ask these college-age kids if we could camp next to them on their spot, and they agreed. The kids were nice and even helped us with our tent, but kept us up later than we wanted because they were loud and getting wasted well into the night. We wake up in the morning, and I'm just eating breakfast and getting ready, when out of the corner of my eye, I noticed someone coming out of our neighbor's tent, but we didn't recognize her. It was a woman who was much older than the kids from last night, followed by her small daughter. The college kids from last night weren't there, but the actual stuff was the same. It was still their tent, their chairs, their car, same everything except the people. It was really surreal. Everything was literally the same about our neighbors, except instead of them being 4 college-age kids, they had been replaced by an older family of 3.
That's weird.
I know. You're kind of sitting there and you're like, okay, these kids kept us up late. because they were partying. And where did they go? And it's very weird. Could you get your cat?
No. It's funny watching you try to move your papers around. And he won't let you. And he's attacking you.
Odin, stop it. Okay, my next one is called Hidden in the Fog. And it's from Redditor XIL Studio. Driving in rural areas in New England, near the borders of Vermont and Massachusetts. So I'm not sure which one I was in. It was late and there was dense fog, and like an idiot, I'm driving on back roads. First, my headlight just goes out, and I cannot use high beams because of the fog, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. I haven't seen a house or town in a long time. My car starts making noise. The check engine light comes on. So I pull over, nothing around but a field, fog, and dark. The car now won't start, so I'm in the dark in the middle of nowhere and on the side of the road, and my cell phone has no service as well. But I am not stupid enough to go wandering the roads right now, so I recline my seat and decide to take a nap for a couple hours until the sun comes up.
There is no way I would be able to do that.
What, sleep?
Yes.
I mean, I guess if your doors are locked and stuff, I don't know. I would probably... I can sleep anywhere, anytime.
I would be up the whole night.
I probably wouldn't
I'd be
sleep
looking
very
around
well.
constantly.
I wouldn't sleep very well. So I wake up, the sun is coming up, and the fog is going away, and I'm on a main street of a tiny town. My car is parked in front of what looks like the Bates Motel house. Houses are everywhere. It was the creepiest feeling. I was sure I was near woods, and there was not a light on in any house all night. There was a service station about 50 yards up the road, and I walked up to it, talked to a guy who looked perfectly normal. He walked over to the car and asked me to start it, and it did. The fucking thing turned right over right away, and both headlights were working. I drove on, never got the name of the little village, and I couldn't find it on the map. I always felt like there was a big setup for a horror movie that just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
So we're like in the middle of this town.
That's weird.
I know. Okay, this one is called A Missing Hill and Time Warp. This is from Redditor Real Abstract Squid 2. When my brother and I were 10 and 12 respectively, our family went on a hike through the cemetery and into the woods not far from our house. My brother and I would explore these woods every day, even camped in them before, and we knew it like the back of our hands. Anyway, as the family hits our usual spot by the creek, halfway through, I said we'd be back in a few. Me and my brother wandered off farther up the creek. We came across this large hill we had never seen before. It was littered with what looked like someone's worldly possessions, as if they'd turned a house upside down, shook out the contents, and took the house and left. There were tons of painted X's on the trees showing someone intended to cut them down at some point. We poked around for a few, then when we thought we heard our mom hollering at us. So we turned tail and walked maybe about 20 feet back down the hill to where our parents were. The entire encounter was maybe 45 minutes long on our end. As soon as our mom saw us, we got the beating of a lifetime. We had actually been gone for almost 4 hours.
Jeez.
She never saw us walk up any hill and remembered seeing us meandering down the straight path by the creek, not turning up a hill that was 20 feet away. She and her husband and our other brother combed the woods for over 4 hours screaming our names and couldn't find hide or tail of us. We pleaded our case and even tried showing her the hill. Surely she was messing with us. So we stomped up and turned off for the hill, and it was gone. Nowhere to be seen. For years we explored the woods, determined to find that fucking hill. We covered miles and miles of off-path woods. As we got older, we mapped it out, and to this day, that hill does not exist. We have never found it again, never found the weird furniture, toys, clothes, and other household items that were scattered across the hill, and never met anyone in the area that had any clue about the hill. We probably just wandered way farther than we meant to, and I always found it weird that we never found that hill again.
That is weird.
It is weird, especially like to have all kinds of shit scattered all over it and never, like, what the fuck? I love these stories. Okay, this one is called Time Loop Diner, and it is from Redditor Art of the Deals. So back when I was younger, I was a terrible kid to deal with just being totally unimaginable, as well as being a child of two narcissists. The decision was made that I would work on a huge ranch deep into the sticks of Arizona. Should be noted I was a pretty accomplished equestrian rider at the time, so ranching wasn't really out of the realm of what I would do. On cattle drives, it was not unusual to stumble upon houses, encampments, and even whole towns in the middle of nowhere. These all were their own movie-like situations that came out of them, but one in particular I will never forget. Here we are on another cattle drive, and this time pretty far into it. We have been out in the desert, if I remember correctly, easily 3 or more weeks, when we stumbled upon this town in the middle of the canyon that is picture perfect. In addition, behold, there is a diner, like an old, totally chromed out East Coast diner. We have not eaten anything really of substance for a while, and the head wrangler promised me a milkshake for my birthday. I was beyond stoked, if not a little weirded out, but honestly, after you spend enough time in the wilderness of the U.S., nothing really surprised me. So we leave behind some of our mates to watch the cattle who are resting in the shade after getting over this rocky wash to hike into the canyon to go to the diner. The second we set foot in the diner, the head guy, this older cowboy who is the head of all of us, grabs my arm. This place is packed with everyone wearing odd clothing like stuff from maybe the 40s or 50s. The head wrangler, T, is a really tough guy who, from ranching for his entire life, had definitely seen some shit. T grabs my arm as I am just focused on a milkshake and about to go grab a booth, when I realize everyone is just staring at us. And there is a really strange feeling in the air, like we were used to getting those looks from time to time being smelly and dirty, but these people had almost fear and shock in their eyes. So my last one, this is the creepiest one. This is from Redditor Sterling Archer, and it's called Dancing Has Never Been So Creepy. So I was relocating across Texas, and as I normally do, I was driving through the night to skip traffic. I was driving with my now ex-wife, and we were running low on gas. Luckily, we were pulling into a tiny, no-name town, and we could see an old gas station come around the bend. This encounter happened about 2 a.m. I walked into the store to buy gas before I pumped. The store only had one light on in the far back, and I almost thought it was closed since it was barely brighter inside than it was out in the moonlight. Upon entering, I saw the place was deserted. No customers, no workers, nothing. However, there was an odd tune playing in the back on someone's radio that I couldn't place. An old-sounding, upbeat piano piece that was playing somewhere around the corner, and I heard shuffling once I walked closer to the source. This place made me feel scared. Not the, whoa, this is creepy scared, but the all hairs are on end, something is seriously wrong here, but I can't figure it out scared. As I turned the corner, I saw a young man standing next to a large radio and dancing. His dancing, though, was extremely off-putting and seriously didn't match the tune at all.
Ew.
Though the radio was cranking out what sounded like ragtime, this guy was running his hands up and down his body and pretty much feeling himself with his eyes closed in what looked like bliss. He was going far slower than the music and definitely wasn't on tempo. For some reason, I couldn't speak, I couldn't even move. I was in a trance as every part of me screamed to turn and leave. Finally, I said, "Excuse me, I just need some gas." The guy kept dancing. I said it a little louder, and he finally slowed down a bit and opened his eyes and focused on me. But it was like he was looking at a finely cooked steak.
Ew.
He was looking almost through me and silently walked to the register, not saying anything. I said, just 20, please. He again didn't say anything and just stood behind the ancient register. So I figured maybe he didn't speak the language or was embarrassed I caught him dancing. So I laid the money on the counter and went outside, hoping he'd turn on the pump. I filled up, told my wife about what a weird-ass scene was in there, and turned off the pump to kill the horrible grinding noise from the interior pump fighting against gravity to get gas up. The weird thing is, when we were leaving, I looked back in the window and the guy was still standing there behind the counter. This may sound fine, but my money was still on the counter in front of him. It was like he was a robot who just turned off once I left. This is where it gets super weird.
gosh.
A couple of months later, I was driving back to San Antonio to visit family, and we figured we'd stop at that old gas station to see it in the daytime, since it had become a somewhat of a running joke between us. We pulled into this tiny town, and the thing was gone. The lot it sat on at the end of the road wasn't even there. It was just grass. No rubble, no old pump, no lighting, nothing. It was like someone picked it up and moved it. It looked like nothing had been there for years. I still get freaked out thinking about it.
Oh,
Isn't that creepy?
That's like a horror movie.
That is definitely a horror movie. Like, off-putting is putting it lightly.
Yeah, that's like kind of reminds you of like Silence of the Lambs kind of
Yes.
creepy, you know?
Yeah.
just, ugh.
Yeah, like that weird, out in the middle of nowhere where, who knows what's going
Yeah.
on out there. It's just
That's-
scary.
Ugh.
Well, those were mine.
All right. This week I did funniest things you can buy on Amazon.
I'm very excited about this because I order shit on Amazon all the
I
time.
do too.
Never come across anything funny though, so I'm interested.
Okay, yeah, some of this stuff is, and it's funny. When I was going through it, some of them I couldn't do because it was a picture,
Oh,
and some of them were hilarious. But okay, you can buy waxed bacon floss.
what? It's like bacon flavored floss.
Floss.
Ew! No. Oh, that's just wrong.
Now, this one was you kind of needed to see the picture, but I can describe it. A body fat fridge magnet. So it looks like a clump of fat with hair glued on it. I guess, I don't know, is it supposed to help you when you're trying to diet or something? I mean, it just looked like a glob of fat.
Ew!
With hair
Why the
on it.
hair?
I don't know. I don't know. A soap dispenser shaped like a nose.
Ew!
It hangs on the wall, and it's a big nose. It looked like it was about 12 inches.
Oh my gosh!
It was big, and then it showed the person like poking it and the soap coming out.
Ew! That's hilarious.
A boyfriend pillow.
Okay.
It looks like a half of a button-down shirt with a hand sticking out of the arm.
That. Oh my gosh.
And then you put it you can put it around you like
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's sad. Pizza scissors.
Going back to that one though.
Yes.
They also have like leg pillows. It looks like girl's legs that she's sitting on her knees. Like, you know how if you have your feet underneath you and you sit on like your heels kind of.
Yeah.
It's just like the legs.
That's creepy.
I know.
Pizza scissors. It actually showed them cutting pizza with pizza
That's a thing.
scissors.
I remember I used to sleep over at this girl's house when I was in elementary school, like every weekend. I like lived over there. And you know when you get the knife block and it comes with scissors?
Yeah.
They used to cut their pizza like that.
Oh.
I thought it was the weirdest thing ever.
Well, apparently they made scissors that are just for that.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
The Lickum cat scratcher.
Huh?
You put it in your mouth so you can pretend like you're licking a cat or you're licking your cat. You know how they lick you to, like they love you?
Yeah.
Well, you have your own.
No.
And it's got like little things on the end, so it yeah.
No! What?
I'm going to get that for you for Christmas.
I do not want that. And my
And I
cat does not want
and
that.
I want to see you use it. And I'm going to videotape it. Or record it. I guess we don't have videotapes anymore.
I don't think
I'm
so.
showing my age.
We'll just type that report up on the typewriter. And
Poop-shaped gag gift. It just looks like a piece of poop.
Yeah.
And in the picture, it showed it on a toilet seat.
well, you saw that in real life one time.
Yes, well, yeah, and it was not a gag. A 55-gallon drum of lube.
Oh my god. What?
55 gallons.
That's like a giant.
I do not want to meet the person that needs 55
No.
gallons of lube.
No, thank you.
A shambong.
What?
It's a bong shaped like a champagne glass. And the stem is curved. And that's what you blow or suck on.
Interesting. I'll have to look that up.
A scarf that you put alcohol in. And it's got like a little straw.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah.
Chicken drumstick shaped soap.
That's interesting.
It was nasty looking.
Oh, I actually thought like for a second because, well, we don't eat meat. I thought for a second about doing my kitchen in like all meat, just to be ironic. I don't know, but that would be great for that if I did do that.
Yeah, it would. A goat horn shaped mug.
Goat horn shaped mug.
I don't know how you would set it down,
That's right.
but whatever. A crafting with cat hair book.
What? What?
A crafting with cat hair book.
Like literally, like
Like literally.
oh
That's how
my
you
gosh,
make stuff with cat hair. That's
Aw.
gross.
that's for the crazy cat lady in your life.
A rainbow and pot of gold cookie cutter. It looks like a big dick. So you don't want to get that for your children to make cookies with, because then they'll be making big dick cookies.
You just gotta put the right kind of paint on there, the colored icing on there.
A cooking with Coolio cookbook.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no!
A Nicolas Cage pillow where he is half dressed and sexy posing.
Oh my! Ew!
The Go Girl urination device.
Oh no!
You can pee in it.
Is it like
on
a
the go?
Oh no!
I need one of those. A tie made out of duct tape.
You could make that.
Well, they made it for you.
Oh my gosh!
A light to make the inside of your toilet glow.
I've seen that. That's like a big thing during Christmas time. It's like a big thing.
A light to make... Oh, I just did that. A gummy bear skeleton puzzle.
Gummy.
So the outside looks like a clear gummy bear. Like it was a plastic clear gummy bear. On the inside, it's a skeleton of a bear.
Okay.
And you take it out of the clear thing, and then you put it together.
Weird.
Yes. Little finger hands.
What?
They're little bitty hands that you put on the ends of your fingers, and you have like your finger, and it's got little bitty hands with fingers on it. It's so stupid. Hander pants.
Hander pants.
Underpants on your hands.
What?
It looks like men's whitey tighties as fingerless gloves.
Oh my god. Why though?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. A shower curtain with Jeff Goldblum and a monkey on it.
God. Like, are you serious
I'm
right
serious. It had pictures.
now? Oh my god.
$15 for 2 pounds of lemon Starburst. Just lemon.
Oh no.
The worst flavor.
The worst. Ew.
Swiffer shoes.
Oh,
It
that's
looks
kinda-
like a Swiffer.
Yeah.
Like you put it on like slippers.
I think I've seen those. That's funny.
Real bones.
Real bones.
Real bones. $10 for 2 hissing cockroaches that normally you pay someone to exterminate.
Oh my gosh.
A lock that is supposed to keep your roommates from eating your Ben & Jerry's ice cream. A shaving bits catcher.
What?
So when a guy is shaving, it
Yeah.
catches the hair. You put it on like a bib, and then you attach the bottom to the mirror.
Okay.
So when you shave, it falls into it.
Interesting.
Sheep placenta dietary supplement.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
A Marilyn Monroe dog costume complete with cleavage and a blonde wig.
Oh my gosh, if you don't dress Leia up like
No.
that, I will.
No, it's not happening.
But she
You
looks so
should dress
pretty.
Chunks up. That would be even funnier.
I think I might. That would be great.
Tree twig toothbrush. Yes, it is actually a tree twig.
What?
Yeah. It was
Are
like
there
a-
bristles on it?
It was a branch with bristles coming out the end, and they were going like this. I know you guys couldn't see that, but it was funny. Bag of Trump hair cotton candy.
No.
Yes, that was gross.
Ew.
A UFO detector.
Hey, I want that.
A can of unicorn meat.
What?
That's obviously a gag, but it
Yeah.
looked like a can of Spam, but it said unicorn meat. on it.
Gross. Come on.
A dog umbrella. Wolf urine.
Wait, is the dog umbrella a thing that you like put on the dog's head?
No.
Oh.
You hold it like a regular umbrella, but instead of it curving over you, it curves the opposite way, and you hold it over the dog.
And it looks like a leash?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
A yodeling pickle. I don't know. A pillow shaped like a cigarette, or it looks like a cigarette.
Okay.
A bodysuit complete with male appendage that comes in kids' sizes.
What? No.
Yes.
Ew, no. What?
And no, you didn't. Yeah, the picture was not good either. Inflatable toast.
What? Like a pool float?
I don't know. It just showed it looks like a piece of toast, and you blow it up, and I don't know.
Okay. Awesome.
Jungle trail mix made with giant water scorpion, Asian forest scorpion, and diving beetle.
Ew, no. Ew, no.
Bonfire perfume. It smells like a bonfire. Who wants to smell like a bonfire? You go home and you take a shower because it stinks.
Shut the fuck up. Are you
I'm
serious?
serious.
That's like the beach cologne on Seinfeld. That's supposed to be funny. That is horrible. Nobody wants to smell like that.
No,
And you would just dump liquid smoke on you. You can buy that at the store.
it's bad.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy Cat Lady action figure comes with 6 cats. Grass flip flops. The grass is on the part where your foot is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
27-pound gummy snake.
That's a giant freaking gummy.
Yeah. Peephole reverser. Not creepy at all.
Oh my gosh, that was on a My Favorite Murder mini-sode where the people write in, which, by the way, hello, write us.
Please.
Yeah. coolestnightoutpodcast@gmail.com. No, this girl stayed at a hotel, and for some reason, she looked through her peephole, and it wasn't right. Someone had reversed it. So if you stay at a fucking hotel, you might want to check the peephole, because someone perverted might switch it, and they could totally just stand outside and see anything that you're doing in the room.
This is just a little thing that you buy.
Yeah,
And
it's
you
so
can-
easy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's bullshit.
Placenta recipe book.
Ew.
That's not part of your vegan diet?
No. Ew. No, that's like the opposite. No meat at all. Ew, that is disgusting.
Gangsta rap coloring book with a gun on the cover.
No. Oh my gosh. Who is the white motherfucker that came up with that?
A rectum-shaped pillow.
What?
Yep.
A butthole pillow?
It doesn't. No, it looks like like the inside. Like
Like a body part?
yeah. Like
Ew.
I don't. Yeah.
Still.
A life-size Bigfoot.
Okay, I could get on board with that.
And my last one, and it is the best one.
Oh no.
Wiener cleaner soap. Large or small or in betweener, nothing beats a cleaner wiener. That's what the package said. It looks like a donut. I love the way it's large or small or in betweener, nothing beats a cleaner wiener.
God. Oh my god. That's the best thing I've ever heard in my life. And he said it was like a donut. Oh my god. Holy shit. That is the best.
That's all I got.
Oh my god.
Who comes up with this shit?
Okay. That was a housewife with a husband who did not clean his dick.
Ew.
Or sons.
Ew.
Because she was like, fuck this shit. I'm creating a donut-shaped soap. Coming up with a nice name. And a catchy jingle. Oh my god. And it looks like a donut. Don't.
Oh, that was great.
Oh my god. Okay. Thank you for listening if you've made it this far. We appreciate it. And email us anything. We want to hear your stories. Scary, creepy, funny, anything for the witty wrap-up. If you have embarrassing moments, I would love to hear them. Email us at ghouls9outpodcast@gmail.com. Look us up on Facebook. Rate, review, subscribe wherever you listen. And we will talk to you next week.
Later.
Bye.